Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with Call of Cthulhu blind. I'm still exploring the Hawkins mansion, and I think I didn't go into any of those rooms yet, so... so this is Sarah Hawkins's room, because I found the key for that before, but you know what? I will actually visit this one last because I think it's like the most relevant. So I feel like something is maybe going to happen if I enter, so I'll check the other rooms first just to get everything.
The boys' room.
Yeah, so this is the kids' room. You have toys and like, I don't know, like a fort built out of books, which is a weird thing to do, to be honest. Why did he... Not sure why does he turn off the lighter from time to time, even though I'm not clicking anything. It's like he's running out of fuel or something, or maybe his hand is tired. The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. That's a weird poster. Like, what's the deal with this lion? His like face is weird. But I think it's an actual it's an actual advertisement, like a historical one. But I'm not like, I just find it looks weird, and I'm not sure if it's supposed to mean anything in particular or, well, whatever. Again, I don't recognize this place. Presumably something significant, but unfortunately I'm not too great at this kind of thing. But I'm kind of weirded out about, because obviously building forts is like a time-honored tradition, and I've done so as a kid as well, but never out of books. Like, it would make more sense for me to use pillows or like mattresses or even sheets or I don't know, curtains. Like, why books? It's weird. First of all, they are going to get damaged, which would annoy me even nowadays, but at the time that this game takes place in, books would be much more valuable, so it's even more annoying to risk them getting damaged. And second of all, it's not too impressive, although I guess it's not a fort. Like, it's a fort for the toys, maybe for the soldiers. Like, it's like a castle or something, rather than a secret base for the child himself. I will of course visit the reconstruction, but first I want to check it in regular view. Some more posters. I'm not sure what this is about again. I can't read that because it's too blurry. Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Again, although this poster is much more like ordinary to me compared to this weird lion over here. More toys, more books. Yeah. So I guess this confirms what I've thought about here, because here it's kind of ambiguous at first, although I guess the toys, the soldiers, are sort of standing guard in front of the fort, but here you can very clearly see, he's posted archers on the walls, so it's supposed to be a fort for the toys, not for him. Some drawings of very creepy variety. Of course, you've got to have those. Creepy drawings by a child are a staple of horror stories.
What was going through that boy's mind?
Okay, so we have like a mouth with some wings or something. This looks like vaguely Slendermanish, although obviously Slenderman is wildly anachronistic for this time period, because it's a modern urban legend as opposed to something. Although I guess the inspirations for that monster might be a lot older, but what I mean is, as a concretized entity, it has become known in pretty much, like, I don't know, last 20 years or something. At least that's... Again, I'm not doing that. I'm not sure why is he closing it. At least that's the perspective I have. I'm not the most knowledgeable on the details of the Slenderman lore, because I was never too interested in it.
The argument that led to their tragic end seems to have been simmering for some time.
Simon's private journal. He seemed worried about his mother and her attacks. Tension also seems to be growing between the Hawkins couple. Could the fire be the result of an argument? Sutter, damn it, it's kind of annoying that it doesn't translate the words themselves. It would be much easier for me to read if they were listed here, but let's try, because it seems, significant. Saturday, today with Mother we played in the garden, but she is still sad. I hate it when she is sad. Is she angry with Father? Father scolded me. He shouted loud and wanted to spook me, but Mother did not want him to. He's always angry. Why? There are lots of strange things in his office. I just wanted to look at them. I built a castle for Mother. Oh, so I guess it is a castle for him or for his mother, in which case it's weird. As I said, I would have used pillows myself or blankets. Built a castle for Mother, and I told her to come and hide with me. She's always painting monsters. I don't like her monsters. I have bad dreams, and they come into my bedroom and look at me. I cry out, and Mother shouts at me, and Father says that I must take tablets. They are not nice. I don't want to take them. So presumably he takes sleeping pills as well, or like calming medicine to counteract his nightmares, or presumably for some other more sinister purpose. Because obviously he was a child, so he wouldn't know what exactly the tablets would be doing. He would just take whatever his parents gave him, or I guess he was at least supposed to, because maybe he didn't. It states here clearly that he didn't like it. Mother is screaming again. She cries a lot. Father is sad too, and angry with Mother. I don't know why. And this is crossed out, and this is the octopus that they ate, so maybe this will be about the dinner. Well, octopus. I'm not sure if it's actually an octopus. Like, it might be an actual deep one, like a Lovecraftian deep one, or it might be some other cephalopod that's completely ordinary, but I just don't know enough about marine wildlife to recognize it from how it looked. Mother is sad again. At lunch we ate in silence. It was strange. Father said, "Finish your dishes." We always eat the same thing. It looks like rotten fish and smells very bad. Why does he always want us to eat that? Yeah, it's suspicious. It makes me think of the miraculous catch and how they it was pretty evident from the newspaper clipping and from the story that the sailors told me that pretty much all of the island, or at least all of the town, partook in the same food, and they were very, they described it in very superlative terms, and they organized this special event in which everyone could come in and taste it for free. So I wonder if this is somehow linked, and if there's a requirement, maybe it binds them to eating this food, partaking in this food, binds them to the wheel of the deep ones or something. Maybe, I presume there's something deeper in this than just simple sustenance. Why does he always want to eat that? It's not very nice. If we have to eat it again tonight, I will throw my plate at the floor and smash it. And that's actually the very thing that has happened, according to my investigation in the dining room. Okay, more books. Tales of Punja. I don't know that book. If it's a real book. Rip Van Winkle and the Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Okay, this sounds vaguely familiar to me. Moby Dick again? So they have like a couple, although I guess it's just a reused asset. But I literally picked up a Moby Dick copy before. Unfortunately, I can't take a closer look at those because I can't close the distance. Oh, okay, so this is far more reasonable as a fort equivalent for an actual kid. You have like pillows on the floor and a blanket to hide in. Although I guess he still posted out the soldiers to like defend him or something. No? And these are presumably the sleeping pills, because they look very similar to the ones that Pierce himself is actually taking. Another book on the bed, but again I can't really read that. Mark Twain, Adventures of Tom Sawyer. Okay, I do know that book, I've actually read it. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow sounds vaguely familiar to me, but I am not, like, as a name, but I have not read it myself. Obviously, as I understand it, the Adventures of Tom Sawyer were like a very popular reading material for young boys back in the day in America, but perhaps because obviously at the time, you know, perhaps less so in the other parts of the world, especially not English speaking, because I'm not sure how exactly the translations were going on, at what time they were released and whatever. But I myself read it as a kid as well. Obviously nowadays it's a lot easier. You have a lot broader access to like classic literature, because it has been known and translated for decades now, and obviously you have the internet as well to access it. Okay, so what can I click on?
A child's fort. What threat was Simon protecting his world?
Well, I would imagine that would be his father and whatever he brings with him.
Tom Sawyer, Mark Twain. Sarah must have read it to him before bed.
Okay.
Sleeping pills. Strong for an 11-year-old boy. What was wrong with this family?
Those are the pictures again, although by the current time they were lying on the floor.
What nightmarish vision could have inspired them?
Okay.
Simon's troubles went beyond family problems. That kid saw something. Something terrified him.
Okay, I think that's everything in this room. So, yeah, the icon shows that I found everything, although, again, as I said a couple of times, I no longer trust it, because I think it has deceived me at least once before. Paint, some scrolls. Okay, nothing too interesting. This is Sarah Hawkins' room, because I opened it with a key, so I think I'll save it for last. Let's check this.
What will her room reveal about her?
Wait, this is her room as well. So I guess it was like a two-part room with like two separate rooms that she used as her quarters or something. Or I guess I was wrong, and this is just a different room that I opened with the key. Well, anyway, now that I'm here, I guess I will explore it. Okay, the paintings start to repeat. It's kind of weird, especially in the case of ones that she herself painted, because it's weird for her to... Because obviously if you have a reproduction of a painting that has been painted earlier, like a historical painting, then it would be presumably pretty easy to get different copies of the same one, especially if it's like very famous. But it's weird that her own pieces are repeating as well. Like she literally painted a couple of the same pictures. Okay, what can I interact with here?
A barbiturate prescription from a certain Dr. Fuller.
Ah, Dr. Fuller again. He has been mentioned as a friend of the family a couple of times. Now this is a very distinct, example of like a doctor's handwriting. I can't discern anything of it, so I'm glad there's a transcription here. 75 milligrams of amobarbital sodium to be taken every 4 to 6 hours as required. If the attacks become too violent, add 25 milligrams up to 3 times a day. Do not consume alcohol or any other medication during this period of treatment. Dr. Thomas Fuller. So I guess this was to calm her.
That's a massive dose. Was Sarah violent?
Well, or maybe her husband tried to like subdue her, or maybe even kill her. It's clear that they had some differences of opinion.
Barbiturates. Sarah Hawkins must have been extremely agitated resorting to such a treatment.
Barbiturates. They act as a depressant of the nervous system, but once you begin, you can never live without them. Of that I know something. Wait, I can't be taking them because I'm also an alcoholic, so I would have died a long time ago, I imagine. It has been stated pretty directly that you can't combine them with alcohol, especially not on a like regular basis. Okay, the icon seems to tell me again that I found everything, but I'm just paranoid at this point. Can't open the chest. So this is locked, so that it's like an alternate way to enter to here, I would imagine, unless this is like a closet or something. It's like a very small room and it's separate from this. I guess I'll check it. I'm not sure if I'll be able to open it because it seems to be random, or at least based on my my investigation skill. Okay, so it is the same room. It opens here, right? Well, nothing has happened yet, so... Because I'm conflicted. I don't want to pursue the main lead too far, but nothing has happened yet, so maybe I'll explore this and then go to this room up here. Especially because now that I'm thinking about it, if you look at the claw marks, there's like a... I don't know, a summoning circle, some sort of occult symbol, and you have claw marks here, and then they lead through here, through the door, and then they lead through here, and through here, so and over here. So logically, I would imagine if there was a monster or some kind of Lovecraftian abomination, it has been summoned over here, and then it ran out and gone into this room. So maybe this is actually like the main lead I'm supposed to follow. So let's explore Sarah Hawkins' room first, and then I'll go further up there.
Despite what happened, they seem to have loved each other.
Fate brought us together, and forever it will bind us. That's a very weird card to write to someone. I would say overall, but especially it's kind of weird if you're living in the same household with him. Like, if you wanted to apologize to your actual spouse, which you're currently living with. I think it's pretty weird to do it over a note. Like, I would have come in person and talked to her. But then I guess the protagonist couldn't have found the note, so I guess it might be used more for the benefit of the player.
This ledger lists all of the paintings Sarah Hawkins sold.
Boston client, JF. Boston client, FS. Dr. F would be Dr. Fuller. The Shambler. It's interesting how this is the only one that's named, and it's also given for free, so it seems to me that this must be particularly relevant compared to the other ones.
It seems the last one was given for free to a Francis Sanders. I wonder why.
Wait, how does Pierce know that guy's full name? If it was just written as FS. I don't think I've heard about this particular person before. So how does Pierce know that it's him? Judging from just the abbreviation of his name, the initials of his name. That's kind of weird. Oh, okay. I just realized something because of the sound effect. I guess he's closing the lighter because it's burning his fingers. Like the metal is getting hot from continuous use, so he has to let it cool down, which is simultaneously kind of understandable, but also annoying, because I'm not doing that, and I would have preferred if he would stop. But oh well. What's up with this family and their weird busts? Like, they have a lot of sculptures in this house, and most of them are pretty weird. Especially look at this. This is not normal. It's like a melting face. This looks a lot cooler and creepier than the actual painting that started this whole game. But there's something in the...
Sarah Hawkins' agent was getting worried. Seems she wasn't giving any signs of life.
My very dear Sarah, ever since you left to bury yourself away on that lost island, your art has been attracting increasing numbers of collectors. I beg you to send me some new paintings. The last ones, so somber and strange, moving as no other painting has ever been, are selling at a premium price. Your percentage of those most recent sales is attached. Do not forget your friend, who was the first to recognize your genius and display it to the world. Affectionately yours, Maximilian L. Okay. Is there anything else? Well, obviously there's still the summoning circle on the floor.
Was Sarah Hawkins interested in the occult? What was she trying to achieve?
Well, judging by my knowledge of the occult, limited as it is, it seems to be either a summoning circle or maybe a warding circle. Because usually in the occult practices, it's quite common to draw a circle of protection. It's inscribed with symbols that the malevolent entities can't cross, so that you stay inside and are protected from whatever is happening. Although it seems to me, judging from the fact that the inside is charred or something, I would think something has been summoned here, which seems corroborated by the fact that there are those claw marks over here.
Is that you?
Wait. What was that? Oh, wait. This wasn't open. This has opened on its own. So someone or something is here. Well, I was about to head there anyway, so I guess the game is strongly implying that it's time to actually do that.
Is anyone there?
should probably chase him instead of staying and trying to investigate the room. I will return later if the game allows it.
Bradley, did you see which way he went?
Who? I didn't see anyone. I just heard some noise. Are you all right?
A man was hiding on the upper level. He ran when he saw me. He can't be far.
Well, obviously he must have run over here.
I'll cover you.
Because he couldn't have... Bradley was over there, so you would have seen him. So he must have went here.
This door was closed earlier.
Ah, so that's pretty clear that it must have come through here. Well, let's go in.
Where did he go?
As if the bookcase has been moved several times.
Okay, so that's childishly easy, actually. It's very clear that there's a secret passage behind the bookcase, which is another...
Do you really think that your fugitive came in here? I don't see any way out.
You're a dumbass, Bradley. It's another staple of like adventure stories and you know, mystery stories. You have a hidden passage, and this one is like blindingly obvious from the fact that there are actually scratches on the floor. Like this bookcase moves right here and opens to open the passage. I just need to find the mechanism.
This globe seems to have been part of some mechanism.
Well, I guess I just did. Now I just need to find the proper coordinates to point it to so that it opens. Maybe I have to point at Darkwater itself, but I'm not sure. Where would it be? I guess I have to explore the room to find clues.
Doesn't work. I must have missed something.
Oh, that's sweet.
Seems like this came from a log.
Okay, so 1847, 24th of May, Darkwater Island. We sailed north on all morning. Captain Hamilton is confident. He says that we'll beat the Orpheus in this season. May God be merciful. I preferred it when the whales disappeared without a trace. With these carcasses, we can no longer ignore their sad fate. What is eating these huge beasts? I told Hamilton that this is a bad omen. He doesn't care. Okay, so this is interesting because it kind of connects to what happened on the beach when in the port when I first arrived, because there was like a mutilated whale thrown out. So I guess it might have been killed by the same entity that's described here. Okay, so there are different coordinates in each entry. I guess I have to think about which of them is most relevant or something, and try to enter it on the globe. We dropped the anchor near a village. The inhabitants say that the waters are red with the blood of the sacred beasts, and to follow them is to defy the gods. I told them that I only feared God Almighty, but in the loneliness of the hold I am scared. We've sighted a huge whale in the distance. Its size seems to be beyond anything known to man. It sends out an infernal song. Hamilton wants it. We've caught it. It's the most grotesque whale I've ever laid eyes upon. It will go into memory as the biggest catch ever. Men have died, but we have gained glory. This day will be celebrated for years to come. So this is about the miraculous catch, right? 1847. And again, Darkwater. We've beaten the Orpheus, returned with empty holds. The Scylla and Hamilton are only memories. Okay, so I guess this would be the most important coordinates, because this is the point at which they've actually caught the miraculous catch. But I'll explore the rest of the room first, before trying to enter anything. So I've refilled my lamp, because I actually have a lamp now, as opposed to just the lighter. Although, I guess, not counting the actual focus ability, which might be used to combat enemies or something, I actually almost preferred the lighter, using the lighter in dark areas, because I feel like the very limited scope of its light is more atmospheric. But I do not need it now. This area is quite bright as it is. There's a map.
It looks like an old seaway map.
Yeah, so this is the journey, I guess, they described in the previous entry. I don't remember 33 north, 53 west. Is this, because this is like, the Darkwater is here, and this set of coordinates is like the largest, visibly largest, but I don't, let me check if it's the same. That
looks like the navigational paths described in the log.
That refers to the miraculous catch.
The seaway map.
Yeah, 33 north, 53 west. Okay, so I'm pretty sure it must be it, you know, the location when they scored their miraculous catch. And there's something here as well.
Charles Hawkins was keeping her father's letters from her.
Wait. Charles Hawkins has been keeping her father's... Oh, that's kind of interesting. These letters have been opened, but visibly have not left Charles Hawkins' office. How does he know that? He can't... It's a little bit weird, because especially if they're open, like... Because if they were not opened at all, then obviously a logical conclusion would be that neither Sarah Hawkins, nor her husband, nor anyone else knows the content. But if they have been opened, then how does Pierce know that Sarah didn't see them? Like, I myself believe she didn't. Like, it would make thematic and dramatic sense for the husband to keep them away, because it's like more mysterious and sinister. But I think from a practical purpose, I mean practical position, how does Pierce know that she didn't see them and then, I don't know, he stole them afterwards, or she gave them to him and he's just storing them here? That's kind of weird. They are tied together by a carefully knotted braid. Why did Hawkins intercept his wife's mail? I'm not sure how he knows that they have not left Charles Hawkins' office. And it's also annoying that I can't read them myself, although maybe I can. Maybe it's elaborated upon in the journal, which I will take a look at the end of the episode, as I usually do.
Clearly, Charles Hawkins knew Captain Fitzroy very well.
Okay, so this is Charles Hawkins, Fitzroy, and some other guy. Also, actually, it reminds me, there was
I wonder who the man with the glasses is in the photograph. Probably another friend of Hawkins.
There was a poster in the other, not a poster, a painting in the other room up there that looked pretty much like Pierce himself, which is kind of weird, because obviously Sarah Hawkins couldn't have known him at the time she was painting it. So I wonder if she saw him like in a vision or something, and she knew that he would eventually come to Darkwater.
It looks like a freehand map of Darkwater. Certain areas have been highlighted. I wonder why.
Okay, that's the most incomprehensible map I've ever seen. To be honest, I no idea what I'm looking at. Well, I guess this is like the vague outline of the island itself, but it's so like I can't really discern anything out of this map. It's like gibberish to me.
The Scylla. It's the boat that was stranded at the entrance to the harbor.
Yeah, it's very clearly like a famous ship in the history of the island, because they have like replicas of memorabilia dedicated to it.
This panel is movable.
Ah, so presumably this controls the secret passage entrance, and I can maybe use the crowbar that I picked up to force it, but to be honest, I prefer to actually open it using the globe, solving the riddle the intended way, because it seems more rewarding. But before I go...
Have you seen the old maritime maps on Charles Hawkins' desk?
Strange. No ship has left Darkwater shore for years. Maybe he kept them for sentimental reasons.
Yeah, that's what I believe. So it was... What was the
There must
coordinates?
be a link with the Seaway map.
33 north, 53 west. Okay, so 53 west would be like, I don't know, kind of here, and then 33 north would be kind of around here, I guess, because this is 30. which is kind of funny, because there's a giant what is it called in English, the thing that's used, the rose of the winds or whatever, like how do you call this piece of the map which shows you the cardinal directions, but it's smack dab in the middle of where I think I'm supposed to click anyway, which is kind of weird and cheeky, because you think even without finding anything, it would be one of the places you're like most likely to click on. But anyway, I think it's actually the correct place, so let's try it. Yep.
Looks like it worked.
Well done, Pierce.
Let's go then. Chapter 4, Tunnels Under the Hawkins Mansion. Inside the Hawkins Mansion, the scene of the fire revealed its secrets. Pierce and Officer Bradley, now on the trail of a survivor, had undertaken to search the place, looking for proof, when a hooded man leaped into Sarah Hawkins's workshop to steal a painting. Detective and police officer set off after him. By following him into the office of Charles Hawkins, they discovered a secret passage. Pierce and Bradley entered a tunnel under the mansion.
Secret passage under the manor. It's like a detective novel.
Right?
That guy must have already gotten far.
Yeah. And he had a direct means of entry to the crime scene. We must find him.
What is this place? It's more than just a tunnel. Look. Someone's been here recently.
3 seats.
Okay, so once again, I'll explore the scene in the present time before transiting to the memory. Okay, so there's some kind of a book. Is this like a mask or something? Or some idol? And 3 cups. And there's also this weird shrine. Oh, okay, that's seriously weird. Like, it's like a Cthulhu-esque Virgin Mary and Baby Jesus. Although Baby Jesus looks kind of normal, but the Virgin Mary decidedly does not.
A disfigured saint. What does it mean?
Well, I don't know, but I assume it's some kind of a bastardization of Christianity. Like, they took some elements of it and then oh, what's that? And then twisted it into like an old one's cult or something. Well, I guess there's nothing else to be discovered in the current timeline, so let's go back.
Did Charles Hawkins use this place? Who were the others?
To be honest, it's kind of weird. Like, okay, it isn't out of the question. It's pretty likely to assume that Charles Hawkins would have used the place because it's directly under his office. But it's weird for me how Pierce like instantly jumps to this conclusion, and he very vividly pictures Charles Hawkins in this situation.
The bearer of the mask must have been the leader. What kind of secret society is this?
But it's interesting that he does not picture Charles Hawkins as the leader. Instead, he seems to be, like in Pierce's assumption, he seems to be just a regular member of the cult, and this guy is the leader. It's also interesting how their faces are featureless, like literally featureless. And I wonder, because it was the same in the Nightmare, and I wonder if it's to represent that Pierce doesn't know who they are, so their faces are blank, or if they actually look like this because they are mutated or something. But is there anything else to discover here? There's like a chest.
Did Charles Hawkins hide something in this chest?
Well, probably. Chests are usually used to store something. Not sure what else. I'm also not sure why Pierce doesn't at least try to open it. It doesn't seem like the most sturdy thing in the world, especially seeing how I have a crowbar. So it should be possible to force it open if I really wanted to.
This piece of cloth is unmistakably from a dress. Sarah Hawkins. Was she hiding from someone?
So I guess she must have discovered that. She must have discovered that he was part of a cult.
Whoever was sitting here could have seen Sarah Hawkins. Could this be related to her death?
Probably. Like I would imagine if that was the cause, then the progression of events was that she one day discovered. Like, she was probably already suspicious of him because of the fact that they were eating the same freaking octopus deep one meat every day. And one day she discovered that he's part of this cult, and one of the members saw her, so they wanted to cover it up, and because of that, Charles Hawkins has arranged for her to die, basically, which, like, I have already suspected there's a possibility that he's alive, and this would, corroborate that idea, because obviously he wouldn't. You would like to stage her death as something that was an accident, but he wouldn't like to kill himself. But then again, I'm also like, there's a visible possibility that she is alive as well. So because only the body of the child was found in the place of the scene, and there was a clear outline, in the suit after the fire. So my current working assumption is actually that they are both alive, one way or the other, and just in hiding.
This symbol, what does it mean?
Wait, wasn't this the symbol that was the same that was on the painting in the beginning that Sarah Hawkins painted on the monster? Oh, occultism progression. So apparently by looking at it, I got a 5% bonus to my occultism skill. Which, you know what, actually, this episode has been long enough, so this is a good point to review the new entries in my journal. If you're not interested in that, you can just skip the rest of the episode. So, let's start with using my character points. What would I want to... I definitely want to upgrade Spot Hidden. because it seems to be one of the most important skills, judging from the fact that it literally makes new objects appear in the game world. If I don't have a necessary level, they won't appear at all, no matter how hard I look for them as a player. So I'll put all points. I'll go to level 4 and then branch into other skills. Unfortunately, I'm 1 point short to get to level 4, but I'll dump on all points into this for now. Now, skills. Nothing new in the Sanity department. Let's review the case. I read up to here. To Officer Brody was forced to admit, so I'll read the last few paragraphs in the Hawkins Manor chapter. So, the son's bedroom confirms the atmosphere of violence and fear suggested by the other rooms. The family seemed to have lived a reclusive life, cut off from other inhabitants of the island. In Sarah Hawkins' office, a circle drawn on the floor and candles indicate that occult rituals were held there. What could have caused these huge scratches? In Sarah Hawkins' studio, I found what must be her last work unfinished. It's a portrait that represents me. Yeah, right, that's my point exactly. How is it possible an intruder took off with the painting? Is it part of the mystery surrounding the death of these people? What is my role in this business? I must catch him and get the painting back. And now the current chapter is the underground tunnels. I managed to open a secret door in Charles Hawkins' office. It opened onto the steps cut into the stone. They lead into an underground network of caves. The robber can't have gone that way. What? Why couldn't he? Actually, to me, it's the exact opposite. Like, it's the only way he could have gone. Because he literally, otherwise you would have to accept that he literally disappeared. So I don't understand that. A table, 3 chairs. The strange antechamber hidden at the entrance to the network of caves raises new questions. What kind of organization did Charles Hawkins belong to? Was Sarah Hawkins in danger because she discovered these tunnels? I must advance further into these caves and find the answers. Okay, so Darkwater. No new inhabitant profiles. I do, however, have a couple new places to read about. Hawkins Mansion. The Hawkins Mansion was falling into ruin well before the fire that claimed its residents. The building, once luxurious, today lies witness to the ruin of the Hawkins' family. The paintings of Sarah Hawkins are spread throughout the corridors. Moisture eats away at the books of the imposing library, and the windows are broken and condemned. The drawing room, where the fire started, revealed it to be more than just a domestic accident. Sarah Hawkins' office bears the sign of an occult practice, and no doubt a huge creature left its marks on the walls of the corridor that leads to his workshop. As for, well, shouldn't be her workshop? It's Sarah Hawkins' workshop, where she was painting. As for Charles Hawkins' office, it revealed a passage into the network of underground caves. Tunnels under the Hawkins Mansion. Who would have guessed that Hawkins Mansion was hiding such a big and intricate tunnels underneath? It seems to be a hideout for a cult of some kind. I can't believe Sarah and Simon lived right above such danger without knowing anything. And there's the occult tab, which I have the circle. And actually, wait, let's compare this. Yeah, it's clearly, it is the same symbol. It's like opened, it's like a circle but opened on the top, and it's the same here, right? But first, let's read this. Ceremonial circle. If the creature is not yet anchored in our dimension, an expulsion ritual might work, as long as the person performing it makes sure that he integrates the elder sign among the glyphs that make up the ceremonial circle. Be careful though, because the works that describe the creation of such circles are not all of proven reliability. Extract taken from Malleus Bestiarium. Abigail G. Yeah, the elder sign is actually like a known method to repel servants of the Old Ones, because the Old Ones were in conflict with the elder gods, Because in the like, I don't remember the exact details of the mythos regarding that, but basically the Great Old Ones, to whom the Cthulhu himself belonged, were a distinct group to the Elder Gods. The Elder Gods actually were the ones that imprisoned the Great Old Ones, at least some of them. And the Elder Sign is like one of the methods of repelling servants of the Old Ones, which actually like it made an appearance in Dark Corners of the Earth, where it served as a save point, and enemies couldn't approach it because they were tainted by the Old Ones and they were repulsed by the power of the Elder Sign. Although that by no means means that the Elder Gods were like sympathetic to humanity. They didn't care for humanity anyway, because much as the Great Old Ones themselves, they were on like another level. Like humanity was and is pretty much insignificant to them, but they weren't friendly to the Great Old Ones. They had a rivalry with them. So it makes sense if you wanted to combat a servant of the Great Old Ones, then incorporating an Elder Sign into the circle makes sense. Cultist symbol. It is drawn on sheets of paper hidden in a safe, itself hidden in a tunnel underneath the mansion. The symbol was repeated on the paper, its forms becoming more distinct with each attempt. I do not know what Charles Hawkins tried to represent with the symbol, but one thing is sure, it was important in his eyes. Excerpt from the notebook of Edward Pierce. Okay. So, clues. In chapter 3 I have... And this is the same that I've already read, but there are those summaries which are new. So, the boys' room. In the little boys' room, an abandoned book on the bed and toys scattered on the ground talk about an everyday life of a normal family, but disturbing drawings and sleeping pills raise suspicions that even Simon Hawkins might have been suffering from mental illness. Was the boy able to see things like his mother pretended to be? I'm not sure why Pierce insisted that she pretended. Like, even if... I find the wording to be kind of insulting, because even if somebody is disregarding the fact that in this universe it's perfectly plausible to actually see visions of actual Lovecraftian abominations that actually exist, even disregarding that, if somebody is mentally ill and they hallucinate things, they are not pretending to see them, they are actually seeing them. The fact that they are not real is irrelevant, because if you're sufficiently mentally ill and if you have actual psychotic symptoms, such as hallucinations, your mind makes it real, at least to you. There are literally conditions in which you are unable to discern which parts of the things that you see or hear are real and which ones are not. Okay. This is the same that I've read when I've looked at it at first, so pointless to read it again. But there is also this, the underground antechamber. The strange antechamber hidden at the entrance of the network of caves raises new questions. The presence of a table and 3 chairs leads to the belief that Charles Hawkins used the place for meetings in small groups. The existence of objects with esoteric connotation is more worrying, since they lead to the impression that we might be in the presence of a cult. Moreover, the torn fabric revealing Sarah Hawkins' presence in the place thus raises questions. Was she in danger because she discovered these tunnels? And there is also the inventory, but the only new thing is the old hurricane lamp still working. I've got to be careful, it burns a lot of oil. And knowledge. But I only have this sheet of symbols. Okay, so I'm up to date on the journal front, and with that I will actually end the episode here. So that's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.